US President Biden came out today with a press conference talking about how he feels inflation's going right now and how it's affecting the American people. Really, it was a big nothing burger. He came out and gave no new policy and pretty much just blamed Russia, right-wing extremist Trump supporting people, and the C-19 pandemic for everything that's going on right now. There, unfortunately, like I said, were no new policies to cool off rising prices. He did mention some plan about releasing oil from the Strategic Petroleum Reserve and actions to improve supply chain bottlenecks that contributed to rising inflation. But this whole press conference, keep in mind, is coming out one day before tomorrow, and that's when the CPI Consumer Price Index numbers are coming out, and this is what's going to be the biggest swing in determining whether the markets are going to go up or down. If you guys saw what happened yesterday, we had a ultra mega crash. We're looking at the daily candles right here, and we just crashed way down, especially in the Bitcoin price, to 29,000. And we almost put in a lower low. If you see right here last summer on June 22nd, we crashed down to 28,870. So we're within $1,000 of putting in a lower low on the macro chart here. And if we do that, there could be potentially a run quickly down to $20,000 with the Bitcoin price. You can see there's not a lot of trading going on right in this region. So if we break this low support here, we are going to crash down. Now, we did find support here right where we started to lift off and have a huge bounce right in July last summer. So there's no telling, but tomorrow we are going to see potentially a increase in the price if the estimated CPI data is what we expect it to be. So right now, the consumer price index is saying we're at an 8.6%, but if we get what they're expecting and the CPI comes down 0.5% and goes down to 8.1%, that should be a nice catalyst for boosting the markets quite a bit more. Now, the only other thing Biden mentioned in an effort to lower the rising costs of everyday Americans is to ask big corporations to pay their fair share in taxes. And we've seen people like Elizabeth Warren, AOC, call out big billionaires like Elon Musk and say, pay your fair share of taxes. And Elon literally posted on Twitter how much he pays in taxes, billions of dollars, more money than anyone else. And these big corporations oftentimes are employing more people and boosting the economy. So it's really just a lot of blame on other people and not taking responsibility for, shutting down the infrastructure in this country. And honestly, I think this market crash is going to help keep the Fed and Jerome Powell a little more dovish. Right now, he's really hawkish. He wants to get interest rates up higher and higher to curb inflation, to get people to spend less and less. The market crash itself is already going to curb people and keep them resistant to going out and spending more and more money because they're losing a ton in the markets. It's not going to have people going out and buying all these luxury things they were used to. And we did have oil peak out at about $125 a barrel. And not only are we seeing rising prices at the pumps, we're seeing higher interest rates, and we're seeing people making less money in the stock markets and in cryptocurrencies. So I think at the end of the day, it's going to get the Fed to realize, hey, we can go a little bit easier on you guys. Hopefully that's going to stimulate stocks and stuff to start increasing. It's all up to what they're going to be doing tomorrow and if the inflation rate is starting to go down. That'll be the first time that we start to see inflation go down at all. And that could mean that we saw the worst of the worst so far. So 8.6% inflation was the highest number we've seen. And if we get it down to 8.1, that's going to be really good. Now, a lot of people were asking, what the heck happened with the Bitcoin dump yesterday? It was holding so nice and good, 38,000, 42,000. We were just at $48,000. And stay tuned and stay subscribed because I'm going to come out really vulnerably and talk about the losses that I experienced, literally 6-figure losses in the last month in my stock and crypto account. And I'm not really too worried about it because the lower we go, I still have heavy cash in the bank account where I'm ready to deploy some of that and buy up some of these stocks and coins, especially Luna, for pennies on the dollar. Luna, look at this dump it had yesterday. And I think this was literally one of the best crypto coins. I had a big holding in here. Just the other day, it was at $85. So if I see the measured move here, that is a minus 73% drop in a couple days, which is absolutely insane. And I feel like Luna is going to be able to get their stuff together and the price will reclaim highs and all-time new highs if they can fix what happened here with their UST stablecoin. So the US Terra stablecoin is based in the same program as Terra Luna, the actual crypto coin itself, but the stablecoin lost its dollar peg. So usually you can always go and buy 1 UST for $1 and the peg fell down yesterday to about 65 cents. So people started pulling all their money out. It says right here it fell as low as 65 cents on Monday. And as UST depegged, the price of Luna, its sister token, has dropped over 44% to $35 in the past 24 hours. We've now seen it's at only $25. So UST is also an algorithmic stablecoin, and slight depeggings from $1 is normal, and that can happen from time to time. But there was a coordinated attack, and this is word on chain from a few big whales, knowing that if they were able to crash the UST stablecoin peg, then the rest of the crypto market could crash, Luna would crash, they would liquidate tons of people. I mean, literally yesterday, there were over $3 billion in Bitcoin alone liquidations in realized losses. That's not unrealized losses. I'm going to be talking about in my next video, unrealized losses. So I didn't sell anything. I didn't panic sell, but my money can still go up. This is realized losses, and we haven't seen losses like this since December 2021. And then before that, it was last summer when we sold off and went from 65K with Bitcoin down to $30,000, where we saw our major lows there. Now, the coordinated attack by these whales to bring it down went something like this. So there's a tweet from 4484 saying, here's how the Luna UST attack was coordinated and executed. Quoted from a friend, an attacker on the OTC market accumulated $1 billion of UST, the stablecoin. They then borrowed $3 billion in Bitcoin. Then they spread some fear about the peg and bank runs. So they're talking about, hey, the peg could be falling and people are going to start getting wary about what's going on. The peg did lose on Saturday. It went down from $1 to 0.98 cents, which was not bad. And that's when they started spreading the fear. Then these people dumped the F out of their $3 billion of Bitcoin onto the market, triggering a wider panic, which further led to a bigger sell-off. They sold all their $1 billion of UST, the stablecoin, all at once, and it just crashed the peg of this coin. And Do Kwon, the founder of Terra Luna and UST, had been announcing, and he was almost arrogantly announcing, hey, I'm buying up all this Bitcoin to back the stablecoin UST. You guys don't have to worry about anything. And he put all of his game plan out there for everyone to see. So if these whales could accumulate more money than Do Kwon was able to, then they could do the attack and crash UST. And I think that really did lead to the market crashing even more and more. So the Bitcoin price is still barely in recovery mode. It's only up about a couple $1,000s at 31,300 right now. So we'll see if the CPI data has any other good info to say. But if we get a nice bounce up to about $38,000 or $40,000 again, and I'm seeing like we're gonna roll over and go back down again, that's gonna set in another lower low and not go as high as this high we had here, and that'll be a lower low. And that may be a point where I do sell some of my crypto and potentially even take some shorts if we're looking to go lower. But keep in mind, when the market is always ready to go full bearish and everyone's ready to sell everything, that is the moment when it reverses. Just like last summer when we saw this straight downtrend here, everyone thought it was going to crash and go below right here, and then boom, it just skyrocketed up. So I'm going to be just seeing if I can take some profits because my accounts got destroyed yesterday, but you know, it's all unrealized losses. So stay subscribed, and I'm going to be coming out with that video talking about my 6-figure unrealized loss and how I plan to make the money back and score big on this next bull run whenever that does come, because big money's made when everything is crashed down and a full reset of the market has happened. Don't get discouraged. Smash the thumbs up button, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.